Hi, this is Adam, and welcome to our vocabulary lesson. You've already listened to the main talk, the mini story, and the point of view story.
That's right. In all of those lessons, we use these 50 core words. Now it's time to understand them a little more deeply.
But remember the rules of our academy. We are not going to memorize. We are not going to analyze grammar.
Exactly. It's perfectly fine to listen just once or twice to get a clear idea of the meanings. The real deep learning happens in the mini story and the point of view story.
So just listen, move your body, feel great, and enjoy the process. You'll learn these words naturally and automatically. All right, let's begin. Okay, our first word was abandon. Clara, can you explain this one?
Of course. To abandon something means to leave it behind permanently, with no plan to return. For example, you might say, the sailors had to abandon their sinking ship.
That's a great example. It can also be used for ideas or responsibilities. In our story, Jackson felt he had abandoned his dream of becoming a serious artist. He left it behind.
Another important word we used was acknowledge. To acknowledge means to admit or accept that something is true.
Right. For instance, she acknowledged her mistake. This means she finally said, yes, I was wrong. You can also acknowledge a person by showing that you have seen them, maybe with a nod or a hello. We also used the word advance. To advance means to move forward or to make progress.
The army advanced on the city, meaning they moved closer. And in our story, Jackson got an advance in his career, which means he made significant progress. Then we had the word aide. An aide is a helper or an assistant, usually for an important person like a politician or a high-level manager.
Exactly. A president's aide might help organize meetings or write speeches. In the story, the art organization offered to send an aide to help Jackson prepare for the exhibition. And of course, alliance. An alliance is a group of countries or people who have agreed to work together and support each other.
For example, the two countries formed a military alliance. They became partners. At the art show, there was an alliance of artists from 10 different countries. We said analysis. An analysis is a careful and detailed study of something.
Exactly. A doctor might do an analysis of your blood to check your health. In the story, Jackson did a full analysis of his situation before deciding to join the competition. What else did we use? Oh yes, another. This is a simple but useful one. Another means one more, or a different one.
Like, this cookie is delicious. I'd like another one, please. Or, I don't like this shirt. Can you show me another? We talked about application. This can mean a formal written request for something, like a job application or a college application.
But it also has a second important meaning, the practical use of something. For example, the application of this new technology will change our lives. It means how we use it in the real world. We use the word armed. Armed simply means carrying weapons like a gun or a knife.
The commander at the art show was armed, which means he was carrying a weapon for security. Another word we heard was artist. An artist is anyone who creates art.
It's not just for painters. A musician, a writer, a dancer, a filmmaker. They are all artists. They are creative people who make beautiful and meaningful things. We also had assault. Clara, what does assault mean?
It means a strong and violent attack. It can be a physical assault on a person or a military assault on a city. Then we had assure. To assure someone means to tell them something with confidence to remove their doubts or fears.
Exactly. If your friend is nervous about a test, you can assure them by saying, you've studied hard, you'll do great. You make them feel better. We use the word attractive. Attractive usually means good-looking or physically beautiful.
He is a very attractive man, but it can also describe something that is appealing or interesting. An attractive job offer is one that has a good salary and benefits. Another word was bad. So simple. Bad is the opposite of good.
Right. The weather is bad today. I got a bad grade on my test. It means poor quality or unpleasant. Then we use the word barrel. A barrel is a large, round wooden or metal container, often used for liquids like oil or wine.
But don't forget the second meaning. A gun also has a barrel. That's the long tube the bullet shoots out of. In the story, Jackson was cleaning paint from a barrel. We said beach. I think everyone knows this beautiful word.
Sand, ocean, waves. It's the area of land next to the sea. We spent the day relaxing at the beach. We talked about beneath. Beneath is a more formal word for under or below something.
For example, the treasure was buried beneath the old tree. In the story, Jackson's painting showed a boat beneath stormy skies. We used the word billion. A billion. That's 1,000 million.
It's a huge number. The world's population is over 8 billion people. Then we had blame. To blame someone is to say that they are responsible for something bad that happened.
Exactly. Don't blame me for your mistake. It wasn't my fault. We said boat. A boat is a vehicle used for traveling on water.
It's usually smaller than a ship. We rented a small boat to go fishing on the lake. Another word was border. The border is the official line that separates two countries or regions.
You need a passport to cross the border between the United States and Canada. Jackson walked by the border of his town. Then we had bread, a staple food around the world.
It's a food made from flour, water, and yeast. Toast, sandwiches, and buns are all types of bread. We use the word buck. This is an informal slang word for $1.
This coffee costs $5. But remember, a buck is also a male deer. Then came but, one of the most common and important words. It's used to show a contrast or an exception.
He's very smart, but he's also very lazy. It connects two different ideas. We talked about calculate. To calculate means to find an amount or number using mathematics.
She calculated how much the trip would cost. Jackson had to calculate his budget for the trip to the championship. Another word we used was Canadian. This simply means from the country of Canada.
Jackson was a Canadian artist. The Canadian flag is red and white with a maple leaf. We said career. A career is the long-term journey of your work life, often in one profession.
It's not just one job, it's the series of jobs you have over many years. She has a successful career as a doctor. Then we had Catholic. Catholic is a specific denomination within the Christian religion.
Right. The Pope is the head of the Catholic Church. In the story, a Catholic nun gave a speech. We talked about central. Central can mean in the middle or center of a place.
Like Central Park in New York City, but it can also mean the most important or main part of something. The central message of his painting was about hope. Another word was champion. A champion is the winner of a major competition.
A true champion is not just the best. They also show great spirit and determination. We use cheap. Cheap means something costs very little money. It's not expensive.
I bought a cheap flight ticket. But be careful, cheap can also mean low quality. This is a cheap watch. It will break easily. We also said Christian. A Christian is a person who follows the religion of Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus.
In the story, a Christian coalition offered Jackson a job. Then came civilian. A civilian is anyone who is not a member of the military or police force.
During a war, the army tries to protect civilians. Jackson helped the civilians in his town. We said clean. Clean means not dirty, but it can also be a verb.
That's right. As an adjective, my room is clean. As a verb, I need to clean my room. We talked about closer. Closer is the comparative form of close, and it means more near.
Please move your chair closer to the table. As you listen more, you get closer to fluency. Then we heard coalition. A coalition is a temporary alliance of different groups, often political parties, who join together for a common purpose.
The smaller parties formed a coalition to defeat the government. We used the word collective. Collective means done by or shared by all members of a group.
A collective effort means everyone worked together. In the story, Jackson wanted to be part of a collective that used art to inspire people. We said commander. A commander is an officer in charge of a military group.
The commander gave the orders to the soldiers. Another word we used was commitment. A commitment is a promise or a firm decision to do something.
Marriage is a big commitment. Learning a language requires a commitment of time and energy. We had competitive. If you are competitive, you have a strong desire to win and be more successful than others.
He's very competitive. He hates losing at anything. Jackson avoided competitive art shows at first. Then we talked about compose. To compose means to create something, especially a piece of music, art, or writing.
Mozart composed his first piece of music as a child. Jackson began to compose his new masterpiece. We used the word concentrate. To concentrate means to focus all of your attention on one thing.
It's difficult to concentrate when there is loud music playing. Then we had conclusion. A conclusion is the end or final part of something.
It can also be a final decision or judgment you make after thinking about something. Jackson's final conclusion was that he had made the right choice. We said confident. To be confident means to feel sure of yourself and your abilities.
Our goal is to help you become a confident English speaker. We use the word connection. A connection is a link or relationship between people, things, or ideas.
There is a strong connection between a good diet and good health. Jackson felt a connection with the world through his art. Then we heard consideration. Consideration means careful thought over a period of time before making a decision.
After careful consideration, I decided to accept the job offer. Another word was constitute. To constitute means to be the parts that form a whole.
12 months constitute a year. The different teams constitute the league. We talked about consumer. A consumer is a person who buys goods or services for their own use.
We are all consumers when we go shopping at the supermarket or buy something online. We said continue. To continue means to keep doing something without stopping.
Please continue speaking. Your story is very interesting. And finally, contributor. A contributor is someone who gives something like money, time, or ideas to help achieve a common goal.
She is a major contributor to our charity. Jackson became a contributor to the art world. All right, you've now heard all 50 words again, clearly, deeply, and naturally. Remember our method. No grammar study, no memorization, no analyzing.
That's right. Just listen, smile, move your body, listen again and again. If you hear a word outside this lesson and don't know it, don't worry.
Check the dictionary once if you want. If it's still difficult, you can read the text on the screen. And if you need the full transcript, you can download it from the video description below.
But please don't try to memorize, don't study, just listen again and again. You'll learn everything naturally, just like a child learns their native language.
You are learning English with Clara and me, and you're improving every single day.
We'll see you in the next lesson.